So our first guest today for the interview portion of the town hall is Harvey Unruh.
Hi.
Harvey's... For those of you who know Harvey... Yeah, he's shy. So Harvey, can we just start off by you telling us a little bit about yourself? And we're going to know that you're a volunteer here at River Road.
Well, let's start off by saying, years ago, we had a family friend who worked here, and they had an open house once a year. They invited our family over to come here, and we could travel all the floors, go in all the rooms, and it was very different, very uplifting, very exciting. And once a year we would do that. Then I got into my career as a Sunday school bus driver. Then I went into a school division where I was doing some painting, and then one of the bus drivers got ill. So they said, "Harv, you're on the buses." So it was my privilege to be on the buses, and I drove special ed bus for 5 years, and I had 27 students, and I had a blast. So, and then my wife and I were sitting on Portage Avenue one day. I saw a Greyhound bus go by, and I said, "Honey, I want to do that." So I gave up the bus driving and put in my application for Greyhound, and for 28 years I had a wonderful time driving up and down the roads. Then I retired about 10, 11 years ago. Said to myself, "Harv, what are you going to do with your time?" I came back in my thoughts to St.Amant and said, "Man, would I love to volunteer there, make myself useful, do something." I came down and saw the gal who was running the program then. I just forgot her name right now, but I put the application in and I started volunteering. And every Wednesday I come here and just do a wonderful...
So how long has that been now?
Well, that would be retired in about 06. I said, the other day I said, 06, so at 06, I took a little bit of a break. I have no idea what I did. But it was just work. Driving. I loved it for 28 years. But that would be about 11 years, would it be? 06?
Yeah.
And just shortly after I retired, I said, I got to do something. I came here, put in an application, and I started volunteering.
So what kind of things do you do on a typical volunteer shift when you're here?
Walking up and down the hallways on specialized bikes and talking with them. It's a one-way conversation, but they know that I am here.
Yeah, if anybody's witnessed Harvey walking around, you can usually hear him coming down. And
man, yeah, I've got a loud voice.
And I was saying to you the other day when we had a chance to chat, I said, "What do you talk about?" And you just said, "Well, we talk about what's on the walls, what you're seeing, what's going on outside."
The glass out there, we look outside and I say, "Is there a rabbit? Is there a bird? Or is there something out there?" that they look and say, "Is there an elephant?" They look a little bit funny. But I sing just a little bit. You don't have to pay me for singing, but it's okay. And hum along with them. And just, they know that I'm there, but it's a one-way conversation, and I'm okay with that.
Right on.
You bet.
So what keeps you coming back? Like, obviously...
man, what keeps me coming back? I love it here. It's the joy, the compassion that we can give as an individual, one to another. And when I leave this place, I feel like I'm on cloud 9. I have done something with my life to give to those who have not got what I have.
Okay.
And I'm thankful for what I have, so I give it. Give it.
Well done. Thank you. Well said. What do you tell others about volunteering? When you're talking to other people, what do you tell them about?
A lot of people know that I do volunteer here, and they say, "How do you get out of it?" It's exactly the same thing. I love coming and seeing the staff, how they operate around the people we walk with and spend our time with. If there's a little bit of a problem, the staff are right there. So I say the staff are great, and I know some of them around the building, the area,
yeah.
and just I would say come to St.Amant and try it out, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Right on. Can you describe your best volunteer moment?
Best volunteer moment. Oh my goodness, there's a few of them. But there was one when one gal wanted her picture taken, and I think it was Tracy who took me into a room with this other gal and wanted a picture with Harvey. And that did something to me. You know, that specialness, that tenderness, that one-on-one. And she smiled away when the picture was taken.
Yeah.
And also, I enjoyed playing Santa Claus. I love playing Santa Claus here. And the treatment that you get, the specialty. Some sit on your knee, some don't. Some want a little handshake or whatever. Those are special moments, and I hope they ask me again this summer. I mean, this winter.
Yeah, I don't think there's probably any question there. Why do you think it's important for volunteer to have long-term volunteers?
To answer that question, I'd have to go into a little bit of a story. One of the people that I was volunteering with, I noticed she liked to touch the wall. I didn't know what that was at first.
Yeah.
She touched the wall and smiled. Touched the wall and what's going on here? And the longer that I worked with her, you get to know the little things that they do. And if you want long term, you can share your things with the people that you're working with. They will share with you in a way that only that person and you would know.
So that trust builds up over time.
That trust builds up, and that's pretty special.
Yeah. Now, my last question was going to be, what do you tell volunteer or people that might want to be, consider volunteering here? But I think you actually already answered it. But if you got more.
Well, I say that St.Amant is just a special place. Special place for me. And those who ask, I say, come in Wednesday, and it's a fun place. You get treated wonderfully well. The staff, the workers, I do anyway. I don't know, but it's wonderfully well. Thank you all. You're all amazing. You walk in, you say hi, you say good morning, and you need a hug, you need a handshake or whatever. And what a place to come to.
Right.
And I like you.
You didn't have to say that, but thank you very much. And I like you too, Harvey.
You paid me.
That's phenomenal. One of the things I just want to, while we're recognizing you as a volunteer and the importance of volunteerism, we did a little calculation a little while ago around the number of hours that we provide throughout the whole organization, and then applied a $15 an hour wage to that. And we have $500,000 in a year worth of volunteer time.
Wow.
To put that into perspective. So that's huge. Yeah. And you deserve to be paid much more than $15 an hour, so that's based on. So thank you.
It's from the heart, John.
Yeah.
From the heart.
Yeah. So thank you very much.
Are we done?
Okay? Yeah, we're done.
Woohoo!
Thank you. That's great job. So I now like to invite Robert Edwards, who works in our community residential program, to come forward. And Jimmy, do you want to come up beside Rob? We'll bring a chair up for you here. So Rob, can you tell everyone just a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I'm from Winnipeg. I grew up in Wolseley. Went to elementary school at Wolseley School. So I'm a lifelong and long-suffering Jets fan and Bomber fan. Just like sports in general. Been in a lot of sports teams, curling teams, hockey teams, soccer teams. My parents are John and Jane. I had two older brothers, Matt and Mike. And I have two sister-in-laws, Shannon and Moni. I have two nieces and two nephews, Lily, Malin. My two nephews are Elijah, and the youngest is David.
Obviously, family is very important to you.
Yeah. How
long have you worked for St.Amant?
Well, I started volunteering in the school when I was 14. My mom was a teacher.
Yeah. She was a teacher here in the school?
She used to be.
Yeah, okay.
And she stopped for a long time.
Right.
My brother was a support worker for a long time. and then he became a team leader. So you could say it sort of runs in the family. And then I became a support worker in 2008.
Okay.
Sort of part-time in a bunch of different homes.
So you started with St.Amant in 2008 as
in CRP.
yeah, okay. And then how long have you worked with Jimmy?
I started working in Jimmy's home at the end of 2010. Yeah, I can actually recall my first shift working with Jimmy. We were going to, Jimmy had to go take pictures with his girlfriend Claudette. And I was back in the van out for the driveway, and we ended up in the ditch. And we had to call a tow truck. And pretty late. Jimmy wasn't very impressed. So I had to buy him some Coke later on.
Now, for those of you who don't know Jimmy, and there's probably just a few here, he's on the wall right over there, but he was also the co-chair for our festival this year, so you did an awesome job, Jimmy. Okay? So we're going to ask Rob to talk a little bit about his typical day.
Yeah, so I get to the house around 7:45. I just talk to the overnight staff just about the previous shifts, just chit chat, and then I talk to Jimmy's roommate Eric. He's usually there in the morning, and then he gets ready and goes off to work. And then Jimmy gets up, or I have to get him up if he has some appointments. And then Jimmy usually gets his breakfast ready, he likes cereal in the morning. And I help him with his medication, and then we sort of sit down and kind of plan out our day. Usually do a lot of errands, and he has a lot of appointments and things. And if we don't really have much planned, I just ask Jimmy what he'd like to do. And he usually likes to go bowling and does mini golf, and likes to go to the YMCA.
Okay.
So he gets ready, he goes.
I'm right from the show. I got a bomber bed, burger bed, restaurant bed, jack bed. Every time Jane I like the best team in my jet and the bomber bed.
Okay. So Rob, thanks Jimmy. Rob, can you tell us a little bit about what's the favorite thing about your job? Yeah.
I would just say spending time with Jimmy. I think we really have a lot of stuff in common. We're both really big sports fans, so get to attend a lot of sporting events and things, and get to meet a lot of people. And I think we both really love dogs. So he likes going to the Humane Society. Spends a lot of time there, and he visits the Sonova dogs at the bank.
The big St. Bernard site. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the best day you ever spent with Jimmy, and why?
I think just at the Spirit Festival this year, Jimmy had a pretty difficult summer. He had a really bad fall and actually dislocated his shoulder. And he just really sort of persevered, didn't let it get to him, didn't get down at all, and worked really hard, and he was dedicated in his role as the co-chair. So it was just pretty cool to see him out there with the mayor and just seeing how proud he was of himself.
You went to hundreds of businesses.
Yeah, raised almost $2,000.
Just on your own? Way to go, Jimmy.
I just want to know, I'm not happy with some know. I would think we don't after, that you can cut for we stay for us.
He was just saying thank you to Allison and Chantel.
Oh, very nice. So Rob, how do you explain your role to people who don't work at St.Amant?
I would just say that I'm a helper. I think not only just with day-to-day things like medications, but just helping people develop relationships and connect with their loved ones. And just working on their strengths and really just living a quality life.
Right on. What have you learned from your work with St.Amant and from Jimmy?
I'm young, well, only 5 years. Before he started,
this week's the fifth year that I've been working with Jimmy as a daytime worker.
Okay. What do you think is the secret to being a successful direct support professional?
I would just say patience and listening. I think it's just really important to understand where the person's coming from. I think you really just have to put yourself in their shoes, and you just have to treat them like you'd want to be treated. And if it was your family member, how would you want them to be treated?
Well said.
Yeah.
Now, I had a chance to talk to Rob. Actually, I have a chance to see you guys fair bit around here. And I just want to say a couple of things, Jimmy, okay? I want to say that when I see you at a meeting, and you've been coming to all those meetings around the festival, Rob's kind of always in the background. You know, you're there, you're speaking on behalf of yourself, but if you need a little bit of help, Rob is there to step forward. But you never take over for Jimmy, or takes, this is probably the first time where I've been in a situation where I'm actually talking to you, and rather than Jimmy and you in the background. And I think, I don't think I know that's really what, when we're looking for staff, we're looking for people to support individuals, right? To be out front, and for us to kind of figure out what it is that we need to facilitate that friendship or that interaction or whatever. And you just do that so very well. And I just wanted to say that to you. And I think lots of people around have noticed that and commented also. So thank you so much for coming and sharing about yourself.
We got so hard. Get my soul. I think we have in touch on. See me in the hospital. I raised a lot of money for St.Amant.
You raised a lot of money.
Yeah, you raised a lot of money.
You did. You worked very hard, and we very much appreciate it. So I think I'll just check in. We're done. Thank you so much for coming to our 9th town hall. Okay. Have a great day, everybody.